giant lion emerged from nowhere, its fingers swiping at her, but she managed.
Based on true life story. Recently, in the city of Enugu, Nigeria, there was a town called Aduma, where a woman lived with her daughter. The daughter met a young man at a night party and they exchanged numbers. As time passed, they fell deeply in love and decided to get married. However, when the girl insisted on meeting her fiancé's parents, he hesitated, revealing a dark secret. He was a ghost. Despite his reluctance, the girl's persistence led him to arrange a meeting with fake parents in Lagos. Unbeknownst to her, these parents were also ghosts. After visiting them, she returned home happy, believing she had finally met her fiancé's family. But when she expressed a desire to visit his ancestral village, he made excuses, promising to take her there after their wedding. As the wedding day arrived, the groom invited a multitude of guests, both men and women, who arrived in a convoy of luxury cars. The wedding venue was soon abuzz with activity, but there was something peculiar about the attendees. Unbeknownst to the bride, these guests were not of this world, they were all ghosts. After the ceremony, the groom whisked his new wife away to the ancestral home, a place she had been eager to see. But where exactly was this mysterious abode? The suspense was palpable as she awaited the revelation. And now, the moment of truth was finally at hand. Please subscribe to this channel, drop a comment and share the video. As the months went by, the girl's mother grew eager to visit her daughter, but the husband consistently made excuses, citing that it wasn't the right time. Despite the distance, they maintained regular video calls, with both the husband and wife reassuring the mother that they were in good health. But was everything as it seemed? 9 months later, the mother received an enthusiastic call from her daughter's husband, announcing the arrival of their newborn baby. He invited her to visit, saying it was finally time. The mother was overjoyed, especially since she had recently spoken to her daughter and the baby on a video call, and they seemed perfectly fine. She quickly began preparing for her trip, packing groceries, goods, and other essentials. Before long, a car arrived to pick her up, sent by her daughter's husband. With excitement building, the journey began. The journey had already stretched into its 7th day, and the mother-in-law's patience was wearing thin. She asked the driver, "Where are we? When will we arrive?" The driver replied calmly, "Be patient, we'll get there soon." The mother-in-law grew increasingly frustrated as they traversed through endless thick forests, the tarred road seemingly stretching on forever. As her anger mounted, she tried calling her son-in-law multiple times, but his phone was switched off. She was furious and demanded the driver stop the car, declaring she wouldn't go any further and would rather return home. The driver pulled over into a dense bush, saying he needed to use the restroom. He disappeared into the underbrush, leaving the mother-in-law waiting. After what felt like an eternity, the driver failed to return. The mother-in-law's anxiety spiked, and she tried calling her son-in-law again. This time, he answered. He replied, instructing her to look out for a bike and mention his name, which would bring her to her destination. She followed his instructions, and the bike sped off into an even denser part of the forest. Soon, they arrived at a riverbank, with a mansion visible on the opposite side. The bike rider told her to use the bridge, but she pleaded for help, struggling with her heavy load. However, the rider refused and sped away. As she watched the rider disappear, she turned back to look at the bridge, but it had vanished. Fear began to overwhelm her as she realized the tarred road had also disappeared, leaving only thick bush surrounding her. She tried calling her son-in-law again, but the phone wasn't even ringing. Exhausted and frightened, she decided to lie down on her bag, as night had already fallen in the dense forest. In the morning, she began to witness mysterious and unsettling sights she had never seen before. Her load had vanished, leaving her alone. People started passing by, but they were carrying loads that seemed impossible for any human to bear. A man walked by with a car balanced effortlessly on his head, followed by another carrying a massive chunk of land. A woman strode past with a gigantic basin of okra on her head, and a man carried hundreds of severed heads without flinching. The sight was both bizarre and fascinating. She approached a woman carrying a fowl and its chicks on her head and asked her what was going on. The woman's response sent chills down her spine. "You are alive, and she is dead." She is a ghost. The woman's words hung in the air, leaving her stunned and wondering about her own fate. The conversation with the ghost continued, and she explained that all the people carrying loads on their heads were dead, burdened by the sins they committed in life. The woman carrying the fowl and its chicks had stolen a fowl and refused to repent, and now she was doomed to carry it for eternity. The ghost revealed that she had been dead for 10 years, still stuck on this unfinished journey. As the ghost finished speaking, she tried to leave, but the woman grabbed her, pleading for help. The ghost took pity on her and revealed a shocking truth. Her daughter was dead, and her journey to this place would take 10 years. She had been deceived by the beautiful mansion across the river. The ghost warned that if she waited just one more month, she would see her son-in-law passing by with a bunch of women on his head. The woman's desperation grew, and she begged the ghost for a way out. The ghost's expression softened, and she said, "There's a woman coming from behind, carrying a heavy load of eggs on her head. Ask her for 3 eggs, and with those eggs, you can escape death and return to the land of the living." Earlier, the ghost woman had given her specific instructions. If she broke one of the eggs, a road would appear, and she'd need to be ready to run from a giant lion. She followed the instructions precisely, breaking one of the eggs with her shoes in hand. Instantly, a tarred road materialized, and she sprinted down it. A giant lion emerged from nowhere, its fingers swiping at her, but she managed to escape. As she glanced back, the thick bush swallowed the lion whole. Next, she broke the second egg, and 3 tarred roads appeared, one to the left, one to the right, and one straight ahead. The ghost woman's words echoed in her mind. Follow the straight path and run even faster. She dashed down the straight road as a giant snake chased after her, its tail lashing out but missing her. Exhausted, she collapsed onto the ground and cried for a moment. After composing herself, she continued her journey. Finally, she broke the last egg, and a car appeared, just as the ghost woman had promised. She entered the car and was driven to Enugu, Nigeria. From there, the car driver arranged for another driver to take her to her hometown, Aduma. Upon arrival, she fell to the ground, overcome with emotion, and cried out loudly. A crowd gathered, curious about her distress, but she was too traumatized to speak. As the gathering grew larger, she was taken to the town square, where she shared her harrowing tale of the ghost land with the entire community. People recorded and videotaped her account, and those who knew her well said that she was never the same after that experience. Struggling with mental health issues for the rest of her life, she passed away in 2015. This story serves as a testament to the existence of life after death and the consequences of one's actions in this life. It urges us to repent and turn to God for a brighter eternity.